Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you. First off, Merry Christmas, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars 2022 Advent Calendar. With this, I did not build any of the days. I let younger siblings do that, and that's why I didn't do a day-by-day review, although I was considering it. I was just too busy, and I just let them have their own fun. So with it, I do have all of the builds and figures inside of the... Well, they should be inside the correct day. I just made sure there was stuff in there since I didn't know what each day was, and we'll be going through a little bit of surprises together if you haven't seen it yet. And with it, I cannot guarantee that these are all built correctly. So let's go with day one and take a look at the first build. Also, there's a bunch of loose pieces in here, so you'll be hearing those bounce around. And sort of poorly placed in there, because it's not really meant to fit back in, is the Republic gunship. And with it, it's pretty good in detail. And these aren't the most amazing builds ever, but they look pretty cool. They again aren't amazing, but I think it looks good enough for what it's supposed to be. I'll be putting that down and moving on to day two, which is right here. And with that, it's a minifigure that has been looked at before on my channel. It is the clone, I believe, either Captain or Commander, or as some people like want to say, the clone pilot. That's one of the few dumb things, really dumb things that like someone LEGO has said. Right, the clone pilot has yellow armor, a blaster pistol, and popping off just as the generic new clone head, and placing him down. Sorry for the jump cuts. Someone started making tea and didn't know if the sound got in, so I'm just gonna start over from day three. Opening day three, there is the droid Tri-Fighter. That's what I think it's supposed to be. And with it, it's a pretty simple little build, and this is one of the few I did see built, and I was just curious of what it was and whether being built upright like this. And once it moved to the side, I figured out it was a Tri-Fighter. I'm assuming it's meant to go up against the Republic gunship, so you could have a little battle scene if you want. But yeah, it's a cool detail to have. And build. Moving on to day four. Grabbing and moving it out. I believe this is supposed to be the Imperial Light Cruiser. It could also be a different type of Star Destroyer. I'm not sure if it was a Light Cruiser. I think it would have this little opening in the middle. But yeah, I'm not fully sure which one it's supposed to be, but pretty simple little build. And it looks pretty cool overall. Moving on now to day 5, which is right here. I think it's the figure that's put in all of the advent calendars, which is the generic B1 battle droid, which has the wrong arm placed on it. But I have no idea where its second arm is, so I'll just have to have it like this for the video. Looking at the two sides, it's a pretty basic figure, and I think this is in almost all the advent calendars. Going on to day 6. Or was it day 6? No, it was day 5, yeah. Going on to day 6, which is right here. We have the Bad Batch shuttle, which has a piece that fell off. So yeah, I don't know where the other wing piece is to it. And with it, it's all just kind of knocked out. So once I find it inside of the things, I will go back to looking at it. But yeah, it's still a cool little build. And I just hope the piece was in there because that could be bad. Going to day 7, which is down here. We have, it looks like everyone's favorite Lego set to be sold every few years. And that is Luke's Land Speeder. And with it, it's pretty simple. I think it's supposed to be 3PO and Luke on there. Which was a little longer at the back. You could add an R2 and Obi-Wan on there too, but still it's cool like this. Pretty simple little build, but yeah, it's cool. Going to day 8, we have the T-65 Skyhopper. Again, it's another simple build, but it's a pretty cool one to have. This is a set that hasn't been made in a while, but it's made in an interesting way and looks really cool. Going to day 9, we have the first of the 3 exclusive minifigures, which is 3PO in a ugly Christmas sweater with R2-D2 on it. And it's pretty generic 3PO prints, but the R2 sweater is the only exclusive part, and the R2 sweater is a pretty cool one. Moving on to day 9. It is... No, that was day 9. This is day 10. That's why. So it's all really just off the top of my head. Day 10 is this Moisture Farm build. And with it, it's a extremely simple build. Definitely not at a minifigure scale, since it's about the height of a minifigure, but it's a cool thing to have sort of a micro world which you can make with a lot of these advent calendars put together. Going on, it is time to look at day 11. And with it, we have a build that's stuck inside. Probably should have just taken them all out, but I'm too far into this. We have... I don't think this is supposed to be a snow speeder. I can't think of what ship this is. Although I'm almost certain it's not supposed to be a... It might be a snow speeder. That's all I'll just go for now. And with it, it's a simple enough build. And there's some missing pieces from it. It looks like there's supposed to be little great pieces in here that cover up those holes. But yeah, again, I did not build them. I'm just looking at them, so I don't know if all the pieces are even in here. And that was day 11, so moving on to day 12. It's right here. And we now have our second exclusive minifigure with an extremely hard piece to move out because you cannot get a grip on it. Well, and that is Vader in his swimsuit, but then he has this cool scarif print on the front side, with the Citadel Tower on the back. He has flippers on, and the generic Vader head with a small, I believe it's supposed to be a volleyball with him, and this thing is really hard to get out of the box if you put it back in. So it's probably just better to tilt it over, but I didn't want to knock everything out. Going on to Unlucky Day 13, we have the build of Vader's castle, and it should also have a shovel, but the shovel fell down to a lower level, so I'm just feeling around for it. We'll see if I can show up the shovel when I when I find it. But yeah, it's a cool little build. Represents his castle pretty well. Day number 14 is next. And that is over here. Again, I have not looked at this thoroughly, so this is all kind of just off the top of my head. And it has a B-wing. With it, obviously, it cannot rotate into its two positions, so it's stuck in attack mode. But it looks pretty cool in its attack mode, and can't really stand up since it's sitting on one stud. But it's a cool build. Going on to day 15, we have the TIE Interceptor, which I have to kind of just wiggle out because it's pretty long. Oh, I think I found the battle droid's arm, which fell down to day 24. So yeah, it's the TIE Interceptor actually looks really cool. I wish LEGO will make one in its accurate scale, because the last one was a blue one. Well, technically the last one was a First Order one, but the last official TIE Interceptor was a blue one, and since they're remaking the TIE Bomber, I hope they can remake that. But yeah, it's pretty cool in detail, and it's a nice little build. Day 16 is down here. And it is supposed to be a weapons rack with it. You're just meant to put this new stud shooter on, and you could use it as a targeting range and as cover and as a weapon holder, and place some of the red studs inside of it, but they're all pretty loose, so it's a really good idea to store it in the back in the box if you want to keep it in fully intact. But here's one of the battle droid arms. Of course, doesn't want to stay together. So here's a look at the correct battle droid build. Moving on to day 17. We're over here, and we now have a build of, well, just a figure. We have the Snow Trooper. With it, it's, I think, basically the same as in other sets. It has, I think, a different face print from at least the ones I've had, although I don't have all of the Snow Troopers. And it's a cool little figure to have. Up next is day 18, which is a Rebel Hoth turret. I think there's been a few of these before, but it does have the ability to turn around. And looks pretty cool overall. Day 19 has our next build, which looks like a mini ATST. And it's the Hoth one, so the turret can go up against it. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It's really hard to capture something of extreme detail in this small of a scale, but still looks really cool. That was, yeah, that was day 19, so going on to day 20, we now have one of the Rebel satellite dishes, which I believe is, no, this is not supposed to be the ion cannon, this is just one of the satellite lasers they have. It's another cool little build, and with it, it's just meant to go and shoot down enemies, and goes well with the turret to make a miniature Echo base. Of course, you need some more parts to go with it. Day 21 is up here, and that's supposed to be a Hoth Luke Skywalker. It might be the same one from the Microfighter, although I don't have that one, so I don't know. With it, he has a generic smile and a more of a frown. And with it, you can also take the goggles and pop them down to this level so his face can be covered up. Pretty old piece, but still looks pretty decent, although I think it looks cooler to have it up so you can see the character's face. Day 22 is another fun one to try and fit back in the box. God, I wasn't the one who had to do this, but I'm the one who has to take it back out. So yeah, this isn't well designed to put back in, but it's the small Wampa cave where you can hang Luke upside down. Wish there was a little place to put his lightsaber, but still, it looks pretty cool. This is obviously the smallest build of it, but it's still a cool little area to have. Moving on to our second to last day, day 23. We have an incredible little build here, which is also really hard to grab. These things are really hard to grab in the box, especially if you have giant hands. The Santa Gonk droid. I think it's a really cool little build, and yeah, it looks really interesting. Cool to have, and it has a little beard and everything. The final day that we have is day 24, and that is R2-D2 with a C-3PO sweater on. He looks really cool. He has a little rebellion symbol on the back, and it's pretty plain at the front. And yeah, he's a really cool figure to have. And if you just give me a moment, there's going to be a little bit of jump cut. I'm going to look through, see if I can find that piece for the Bad Batch shuttle to show it off. If not, it looks like it was lost, so we'll be right back to see. So I did manage to go and find the pieces to repair the Bad Batch shuttle inside the box. Just took a few minutes of looking around, and with it, here's what it looks like complete. You could angle the front down a little bit, and the other wings could fold up. I also found the shovel, which I just put in Vader's hand. And yeah, honestly, it's a cool advent calendar. If you're to get it, the main reason you would be buying it is for these three figures. And it really depends if you want to spend $45 to add those to your collection. Although it'll be a lot cheaper now since, well, at least if you could find it on clearance, because it's extremely unlikely you're going to find it. Which is why I haven't done these for advent calendars in recent years, because these are next to impossible to find. But yeah, honestly, it's still a Really cool advent calendar. Definitely something I'd recommend to get next year. Well, at least next year's, since it's probably impossible to find this one, and it's a fun thing for people to do and your family. And yeah, looking at it, just having everyone and everything set up with all the days open. It all looks pretty cool. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like R2 is supposed to be facing this way, but he faces this way. I don't know if it was built backwards. I don't even know how you would do that. But just something feels like he should have been built the other way. But yeah, it's pretty cool to have this. Oh, and this should be the other way where Luke is facing upside down. But yeah, that's really my honest review. I hope you have an amazing Christmas. And for anyone else who celebrates other holidays, I hope you have a great holiday. And I'll be back tomorrow with a weekly update, but I'm probably not going to record that until tomorrow, so it's going to be sometime after 10 o'clock, and don't know when that'll be because I don't feel like recording anything else on Christmas Eve. So this video is way longer than I thought it would be, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.